Hi, I'm Alexander, and today we will improve our project with Docker. I think everyone knows what it is and how to use. And first prerequisite is to install a Docker desktop. That is quite easy task and everyone can perform it on its own. Next, we need to add a Docker file to our project. We will do this exactly for .server project when we are speaking about Blazor. Let's add a Docker support. Here you could choose Linux or Windows, whatever you want. Also, you always can change it in the future. Docker file was created in the lesson 4.server project with some predefined template from Visual Studio. What do we see here? First, we will use this image as a base, and it will be exposed with these ports for future. Also for build, we will use .NET SDK.7. I will go to the folder src, and then we are copy just 3 project files. That's enough to execute .NET restore command. If restore was successful, then we copy everything. Also, we inside this src directory. Then we go deep, and inside exactly this folder, we will execute .NET build command. If build was successful, then we will do a publish to this folder. And the final step, here we will use the base image, this, where we just copy artifacts from publish folder. And exactly this image will be the result of the whole Docker build command. Let's commit our changes and go to the Azure Devops. In Azure Devops, we are going to pipelines, new pipeline, choose our repository, choose Docker. It could be that you don't see the Docker on the top, then you press show more, and you will be able to find it somewhere here. Okay, what do we see in YAML file? It will trigger on master branch a tag, result tag for Docker image. It will use build ID, that is exactly the number of build. It will use Ubuntu. Exact Docker build step here. And for Docker build, it will use the Docker file located by this path. Okay, save and run. The first run, you will get the error. Now, have attention. Let's go back to Visual Studio Code. By default, Visual Studio creates a Docker file here, inside a server project. And when we will try to execute Docker build this Docker file, of course, paths here will be incorrect. But we cannot change Docker file inside server project directory, because in other case Visual Studio will not be able to run it. What should we do? We will just copy Docker file to the root, and exactly here we could change whatever we want. And let's have a look. Docker file, and here we execute docker build. Dot means that Docker file should be located in the same directory here. Also, lesson 4 server. That is what we are doing here. Lesson 4 server and project file. Good. But next, when we will copy everything, it will also copy all the directories with subdirectories. And here we also need to put one more lesson 4. And let's try to Docker build. As you could see, Docker build completed successfully locally, and we can commit this to the Git. And let's try one more time how it looks on the server. And now everything works fine, as I show the log output, how it should looks good, but we have built the Docker image, but we haven't saved it nowhere. And to save it somewhere, exactly with Docker it's called Docker repository, we have another task in our Yarn build. The easiest way to use it is to create one more pipeline, and here you could see build and push an image to Azure Container Registry. Let's create it. Also, what should we do first? We need to acquire the price for Azure Container Registry. We should know exactly how much will it cost, and could we use it or not. We are going to the Google and just search. And see, you could three basic plans: basic, standard, and premium. It includes, for example, basic 10 GB storage, and will cost 17 cents per day, and that is about $1.50 per 10 days and about $5 per month. And if you need more storage, or it should be faster, or you need more webhooks and so on, of course you could pay more and you will get more. Cool. Next, we're going to the Azure portal and create this Azure Container Registry. In Azure portal, you should create the account. That is not difficult. And with newly created account, you will not get any subscriptions. Also go to search, type subscriptions, and here button add a new subscription, and you could choose free trial subscription. For example, I use it exactly now, or it will be available pay as you go. Choose what do you need, and then also type here and container registries, and create some container registry. You should choose or create resource group, registry name, you should choose a location nearest to you or to your customer, depending on the situation. Availability zones, you could read what is this, but in most cases you should not use it. And school, of course, start with basic and then you could upgrade if needed in the future. And review and create. And how it looks like after I have created it. Yeah, something like this. Let's go back to Azure Devops. We have created already a new pipeline. It's here. It was worked successfully from the first time, as you could see. Build and push. It's very similar to the previous one without container registry. The main difference is only the last step when it copies build image to the registry. And let's check how it will look in Azure portal. You see, that is my repository, Azure Docker, and inside we have this image with text 39. It is exactly the number of next build, successful build. For example, it will be 42, yeah, because previous we failed, yeah. And it increased continuously every time you start a build. I think that's all. Now we can deploy with native build and with Docker. Have a nice day.